it's supposed to, and somebody will come in very shortly. I just started. This is welcome to my live. It is Monday at 1 p.m. I decided to do a live today because I had a lot of people emailing me and suggesting some things I needed to do. And I wanted to spend the day or spend an hour, a couple hours with you all to also talk about some of my scariest moments. So, all right, here we go. We got one person in here. What's up, Ben? Ben 15's here. Right on. Okay, glad I got it going. All right, we got some people coming in now. Just a minute ago, I tried to start the live. I don't know if you all saw it or not, but I just like sat here and talked to myself for like 3 minutes, and then I don't think that I had it set on public. Was the problem? So we're gonna let a couple people get in here now. What's up, Clark? What's up, Blake? Doing good, man. Doing good. Well, kind of good. It's raining, so that's not that great. I was planning on. I'm supposed to be heading into the mountains today, but I'm not. Um, Massimo, what's up, man? So, I've also had some other weird stuff happen. You all know that I've been dealing with some sort of like attachment or something. Been having all kinds of stupid chaos happening, and my brand new computer, won't turn on. Sucks. It's completely full. It's charged. So, luckily, thank God, I was able to get that one video out yesterday that I know a lot of people wanted to see, and I was pretty excited about it. I do have a lot of stuff in the works that I'm still editing and getting through on that freaking computer, so I'm a little bit nervous. So I did a post a little bit earlier. I'm going to do a raffle for the channel. So I've been trying to work out some deals with several products, some sponsors and stuff. So I've been trying to work something out to be able to give back to you all. So I'm going to do like a real cheap raffle, and then the first thing we are going to be giving away is the Brynite tactical flashlight. It's a pretty freaking sweet flashlight. Brad, have I been back to Happy Valley? I have not. So I have something planned for Happy Valley. It's gonna be kind of dangerous though. I've done a lot of research in the disappearances that have happened in the Happy Valley area. I'm going to repeat the actions that they did, that we know of, before they disappeared. So, yeah, I'm going to be heading back to the Happy Valley area, but it's been a minute since I've been over there. I've been on the other side of the Smokies. I did go over towards the North Carolina side, past the Happy Valley area. I don't want to give too many details out on that because I do have a lot of equipment still over there. So there's Sharon. What's going on? And I do start to, I've got to try to get some of the moderators back in here and try to get some of the things back under control. I've been trying to let the channel just kind of rest for a minute, and I'm trying to engage more with you all, at least do my best to do that. But things have been just kind of, there's a lot of interactions that's been happening, so I've been running behind. And I've got a couple of podcasts that I'm going to be helping some guys out with. Well, one doesn't really need my help, but the Abnormal Investigations podcast I'm going to be on this week, so it's going to be pretty cool. What's going on, Christian? Glad you're here, brother. Brad, I would love to know what you have experienced over there. Like, if you could email me, my email should be in the channel description and not necessarily this 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 description, but in the channel overall, I would love to know what happened to you over there, because it's a wild place. It's a wild place, especially over there. There's backcountry site 15 and backcountry site 17. There's some weird stuff happen out there. So yeah. Okay, we got 25 people in here, so I'll talk about what we're gonna do. So this week for the Halloween weekend, I'm going to try to I'm trying to set up some more giveaways, and I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. So I'm going to be setting up a rifle, not a rifle. I'm not giving away a rifle, a raffle. So I'm going to be able to give back to you all. All you got to do to enter is in the donation link that I put. You just donate. It's $5 per entry with a limit of 5 entries. Okay. And then on Friday, on Halloween, I'm going to do a live stream and announce who I am giving our first product to. So it's this flashlight here. I can't say it right now. My brain's Brennite. It's like 3,000 lumens. Like, it's crazy bright. It's a tactical flashlight, super powerful. It's a really nice light. It sells on Amazon for like $120, I think. So yeah, get you in for $5. That'd be pretty cool, right? Because I'm gonna work my way up. I have a couple other products that I've got that I'm going to be giving away too. So I want to keep this channel, like everybody's been telling me, to raise my membership price, and I would do that. Whoa, how did ghost happen? Yeah, Sharon, it's a super nice. It's really nice. It's really bright too. So if you all are looking to get into adventures and stuff like that, bam, you got you a nice flashlight. So I've got a couple other products that I've got in the works that I'm really excited about. It's going to work out great, I think, and hopefully everybody else is going to enjoy it. So a couple things. I've got some Olight products. I've got a diesel heater that I'm working on. I've got 2 e-bikes that I'm trying to set up. So we'll get there, but I'm working on it, trying to work out all the details. So today I wanted to talk about my scariest moments. So can somebody explain to me what is going on with the present in the bottom corner? I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to like copy TikTok or what they're trying to do. But I'm seeing that. I saw a ghost show up, and I don't understand it. So, Brian, you're going to investigate the dog man on Halloween. That's a real possibility. I don't want to put it out there too much because, one, I don't know what the weather's going to do. The weather is going to be a major factor. One of two things. My daughter's getting a little bit older, so this probably will be one of my last times to be able to take her trick-or-treating. And as a dad to, a little girl, I got to be there. I got to do that. So I can't really take off. But after trick-or-treating, I might do that. But it also depends on what the weather is going to be like. So, yeah. Maybe I might. I kind of want to go back to the area that I was in this past weekend where all of that crazy shit happened. Oh, okay. They can send them an emoji. All right, that's cool. Nancy, what's going on? You got me today. Right on. Okay, so we will start off with probably my first real like scary interaction or scary moment. It happened at this Specialist Ramirez, what's going on? It happened at this restaurant, actually in Knoxville, off of Peters Road. It's called Baker Peters. Um, it's is the name of the mansion. Now it's currently known as Finn's Restaurant, and they were doing some ghost investigations. You might be able to go now this week and actually go there and maybe get to experience something. But two kind of major things happened at that location. This is when I was really kind of getting started posting on YouTube and putting myself in these kind of weird situations that I didn't understand. I didn't know what I was really getting myself into. And I had this kind of, when this happened, I'd experienced paranormal activity, but I had never experienced anything really like this. And how it kind of started, the cooks would complain about a lot of paranormal activity happening in the kitchen. They would talk about like plates like getting pushed off, all kinds of weird feelings, seeing all of these weird orbs. And the kitchen there, for being as old as it is, was extremely clean, like extremely clean. And I was kind of caught off guard with it, and I was just like, holy crap, I don't know, I'm a weirdo. This is one of the things that I look at, like, behind the scenes you get to see what a restaurant's kitchen's like. And I was kind of like admiring it, and I remember looking over towards the oven, and when I turned back, there was this like white figure like right behind my shoulder. And the best way I could describe it is like looking or like walking into a cloud, and it was like electrified. So I was just kind of blown away, like freaked out. I totally panicked, and immediately tried to run out of the kitchen and out the front door, but they had locked the front door with a key. So even though I was on the inside, I couldn't get out. And I turned around, and I like sat down, and all of this stuff like started like coming out of my chest, like all of these like weird like orbs and lights. And that was probably, and at that point, that's when I kind of realized that I was dealing with something that I didn't really understand. So, okay, Nancy wants to know, okay, anything for Halloween? I will do my best to do a Halloween special for you all. Whether it would be would you all rather have a video or a live stream? Because I had kind of been working on something, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it done now with Halloween because my computer just crapped out on me. So, yeah, Sharon, that it was freaking weird. Foggy Mountain Witch, how's it going? Glad you're here. Have you ever been outside a hot summer day and exhaled and you could see your breath? That happened to me once, and it was pretty unnerving. So yeah, that was an experience that I had, that really that's where my name came from, was an experience like that. I was living in, if you've been on this channel for a while, you might have heard me talk about this, but I was living in a old house from like the late 1800s. Like it was like 1890s or something. And in East Tennessee, in like July, it is absurdly hot, and when you're living in a house like that, you can't really get away from that heat and humidity. Well, one day I was sitting on the couch, and the way that the couch kind of was, it was angled so I could see down the hallway going to my kids' room and the master bedroom. Well, I look down this hallway and I see this black mass at the end of the hallway just standing there. And I thought it was so real. I thought that somebody had broken into my house. So in my house, at that time, the air conditioning really kind of didn't work. I mean, it worked, but it wasn't that great for for the for an East Tennessee humidity day. Then I see this black mass at the end of the hallway. I jump up. I take off running down the hallway because I think I'm about to fight somebody in my hallway. And by the time I get to the end of the hallway is so cold that I can see my breath. And that figure is gone. Like God, it was such a crazy experience. But and that's kind of where my name came from as a result of that, because I was so fascinated in seeing this black mass, and it was just still to this day that freaking house is terrifying to think about. The Enforcer, what's up, man? Marlo B. I lived in a house built in 1897, and a demon hand reached out and grabbed my ankle. Holy crap. Yeah, that would freak me out. That would freak me out. Every time I've been touched by like an entity, or I've been touched, I've been scratched, and I've been burned, which the burning thing was awful. It's always kind of been a weird, I don't know how to even explain it. To me, it never really felt all that solid, but it was like it was like static electricity, like, but it was kind of solid. I don't know really how to describe it. It was freaking weird. Joanne Fine, East Tennessee here, right on. You've seen some crazy stuff for sure. Yeah, in East Tennessee, we got that stuff. A lot of it is a result of the Native Americans. Native Americans had a connection, in my opinion, to the land that we just cannot understand. Like, we cannot understand. Hold on, let me turn my fan off right now. Might be blowing into my mic. I don't know if my sound's any better. Peter, you've had the hideous scratches down my back. Yeah, that stuff is like, for me, it was really kind of like a really messed with not only my worldview, but like your concept of reality. Because here we have these figures that are able to reach through and like put hands on you. Like, that, I mean, it's just terrifying. It's just utterly terrifying to me. And it can really disturb your I don't know, just the way that you think, the way that you interpret everything. You know what I mean? So all right. What's up, Hot Wheels fanatic? Lower Alabama. Y'all getting any rain down there? Okay. When did you go investigate Dogman in Dogman territory? My closest, my last, my last time I was in a Dogman area was this past week. It was in one of the areas that Scott Carpenter had documented Dogman there. I have my friend sent me an image of, in the more I think about that, and the more I think about that area, it's even scarier, because it's just, it's hard to wrap your head around that there's something out there. And then I believe I got something on my thermal cam in that last video. To me, that looked like a very large kind of canine sitting down that was as tall as those corn stalks. So that's crazy. Blake, you see the black masses out of the peripheral vision in the house. Yeah, dude, that stuff, like, it can wear on you. There was one case when I was really getting on with investigating, like, and putting it on YouTube. There was a guy that I worked with that was really struggling with that. Like, he was at his kind of wits end because of the black masses that he was seeing in his house, and it just it just put him in a really bad place. Add a Q&A sticker. How did you find? Okay, we'll try that. I think I did. I don't know if I just did or not. Um, did you find any? Did you find other cryptids other than Dogman in Dogman territory? Yes. That's one thing that is really difficult to distinguish against for me, and I think for everybody in general, because a lot of people tie it in with either in an area that is Sasquatch, or an area where there could be feral people, and it's really hard to determine what the experience was really without getting the prints. That's why I'm so big about looking for footprints on this channel, because it's really, there's a lot of people that go out and they are convinced that what they're experiencing is a Sasquatch. Now, there could be a Sasquatch and a Dogman in the same area, or a feral person or a juvenile, but you can't really for sure determine what's there without being able to examine the footprints and possibly the fur that kind of gets left around. Mark, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Okay, Roy Boys Adventures. It's me, Roy Terry. What's going on, man? Glad you're here. Let's see here. Good print, make a cast, and have a raffle. Do to kill to have a footprint like that. That's a good idea, Pork and Beans. Yeah, that would be kind of hard for me to let go of. I could do like a duplicate. Well, no, I could do 2 casts. That's what I could do. That would be cool. Yeah. Sharon, why'd you kick yourself out? Live below Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Not much cryptid activity around where we live, but I know my husband's. Oh, the weird sound that just happened at my house. So yeah. Okay. How are I and John? I mean, we're good. We're still friends. I just haven't. John has been kind of doing his own thing. I've been doing mine. JM does Bigfoot smoke weed. I doubt it. So Blake, I believe it was my grandfather. So a lot of these, we can kind of talk about these hauntings. So from my experience with all of this stuff, you can definitely experience, I think that in certain times in your life, you can experience your loved ones. I don't believe that like our loved ones, like our grandparents or our parents, necessarily like follow us around all of the time. I think a lot of that stuff could be like negative entities that can attach themselves to us and can try to trick us. This is solely my opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. This is just kind of my opinion. Roy Boys Adventures. Yeah, man. If you could email me, sure, man. Brian, why are rakes being seen more and more The cryptid that's called the rake. Well, so I don't think that necessarily they're being seen more and more. I think that it can be kind of like a confusion thing with people. Uh, a lot of people will describe this kind of figure, um, in, and I haven't done many investigations specifically on the rake, so I actually don't want to answer that question yet. Um, I think I need to do a little bit more research on rakes and maybe do an investigation looking for them, to really kind of be able to understand a little bit more. I've had a couple of interactions, like on accident, really. Then abnormal investigations. We was just talking about you earlier, brother. Um, so I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry. I have seen a creature that you could be identified with the rake a couple times, but it was weird situations. So yeah. As far as the Raven Mocker, yes, I have. I think that the Raven Mocker, Mark, dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, brother. You, so I'm doing a raffle that I'm going to be giving away a tactical. I'm giving away a flashlight. So if you do the donation thing that's in the description, you can enter it and to win this thing. So it's freaking awesome. It's only like $5 to enter, and you can enter however much you want. So but I definitely appreciate that. That's freaking awesome. But everything's going to be going uh, to new investigations, new equipment, stuff like that. Um, so yes, the Raven Mocker, in my opinion, is basically the feral people. I think that legend is kind of very similar to the Raven Mocker. So, in my opinion, yes, I think I have. Um, what is with the old spear finger? The spear finger is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Um, that is one place that I've had on my list to go investigate, uh, because I'm not too far from it. It's the area where she's at. I think it's Nolan something. Um, that has always kind of terrified me, mainly because it's a Native American, uh, like haunting kind of thing. I don't know if you'd call it a cryptid or a haunting, but Native American stuff is freaking scary, like scary to like a whole. It's a whole nother level, like in my opinion, like stuff that I've done and in the areas that I have been in, where there is supernatural activity happening with Native American stuff. It is like totally different. The thing that I mean, it's just freaking terrifying. Um, Peter McGee is a rake the same as a crawler? I believe it is. I From my understanding, it's I don't know. I'm not going to answer the questions on the rake right now because I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough on it. Because in East Tennessee, at least, I don't get many reports of people experiencing a rake. Um, for some reason, it's just not here. Uh, Morning Dew Garden. Thank you so much for joining. We got a new member, y'all. That's awesome. Um, so yeah, but Spearfinger, where that cryptid, ghost, however you want to describe it, is that is in like hardcore Native American territory, and that area is very, very, very intimidating. The terrain in that area is pretty crazy. So I'd have to really kind of plan the investigation a little bit better and make sure that I can get myself out of it. That's one thing that I always take into consideration is I got to be able to get myself out of these situations before I can. And I always try to study maps just in case the GPS system fails and everything else. Like I make sure I have backups and backups and backups. Um, so okay, so my next, we'll kind of get into my next um, scariest moment. Um, okay, so I did. Let me think here. There's a lot of them that kind of overshadow each other, which make it a little bit different. I would say it was the first time that I saw a Sasquatch. Um, I was out in an area where there it was documented Sasquatch, and in that area, um, I had been really kind of I initially gone out there for a dogman lead, and I had been hiking and hiking and hiking, hadn't really experienced anything, hadn't really found anything, and decided I was going to turn around and start going back. As I was going back, I saw another trail, and I was like, "Well, I haven't seen this side," and I walk over, and sure enough, like probably 20 feet from the other trail, I find these massive footprints. I ended up taking John out there, and you all know how big John is. He put his shoe next, he put like his foot next to where that print was, and it like overshadowed his foot, and he wore like a size 15. Um, so I'm looking down. I'm ecstatic because I just found a Sasquatch print in an area where people report experiencing Sasquatch, and I'm super excited. And I look up, and this thing is like probably 20 feet away from me in the brush, just like kind of just sitting there. And I kind of look at it. It looks at me, and I'm just like, holy shit. And I actually have the camera facing at me, and I say, holy shit, I think I'm about to get eaten by Sasquatch. Like, but I said it in kind of like a funny way because I was like legit like terrified. And then the thing just like took off and was gone. And that was crazy terrifying. Um, so that was a good incident as well. That was kind of my first real sighting of a Sasquatch. And it was just like, I don't know. It was another one of those changes your worldview type of thing. And, it was just really awesome. It was really cool. Uh, John, thank you so much for the Cash App. That's freaking awesome, brother. I appreciate it. Um, so Roy boys, I thought about going out in the woods where feral people are and not come back. That's a possibility, man. You got to be careful going out there with those intentions. They'll get you. Um, so another crazy experience that I had was I was out following up on a dogman lead, and I was actually on the motorcycle at this point. And I had been riding, and I was coming down this hill, and I almost passed it. And I look down, and I see this huge, huge footprint. And I was just like, what the hell is that? Because I recognized it as a canine print, but it was much larger than any other canine print that I had seen. And um, so I managed to turn the bike around. I think I went live at that point, and um, I think the live dropped or something. And no, I think I tried to go live. I couldn't go live, and then the something was in the freaking brush like above me, and it just absolutely terrified me. I couldn't hold it together, and I just had to freaking get out of there. Okay, let me see here. Try to get caught up here on some of these. Would I work with Dee from Dee's Dark Adventure? She's up in Ohio. She's kind of far away. I think we kind of do. I think we've kind of got two different styles. So I don't. I mean, if she really wanted to, they could definitely come down here, and we could do something. Have I been to Winchester, Kentucky? I don't think so. Keith, what's going on, brother? So okay, so another incident that happened was I was out in Tellico, and I had been following a lead of a Sasquatch or some kind of large being, and still to this day, I think I'm pretty sure it was a Sasquatch. But the way that thing came out was just it was crazy the way that this thing just like really just kind of appeared. And I got it on thermal camera. It's one of my first really good thermal camera captures. And I had been out in the area in Tellico, and I had been out and around. I think I'd covered about like 7 miles, and that entire time, I just had that feeling of like being watched, uh, which I would really love to know like the science behind that, because it's a natural instinct that we all have. It's just a matter of, you know, how we experience it. It's some sort of defense mechanism, but I think it's really interesting the way that it freaking works. Scott, what's going on, brother? So I've been out in Tellico. I had this feeling like that I had been watched for a while. At that time, I was running a front and back camera, and I didn't really put two and two together, what was going on. And I had worked my way out and around, and there was like this huge retaining wall. And by the time I had gotten out, this thing just like this huge black figure just kind of like appears. And I'm sitting there, I've got it on thermal camera. I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's carrying something, but I'm comparing it to this huge retaining wall it's near. And it's like, okay, don't spam, dude. Okay. Yeah, I got him. He's gone. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, I gotta add mods back on. Hold on. Mountain Man, Explore the Truth. Hi, Brian. Love to have you come on my podcast sometime. Dude, just email me. I'll be happy to. Okay. Sharon. Okay. Sharon, I got you added back on. There we go. Yeah, I don't understand it. There's the trolls either. Like, what do you like? Why do that? Like, I'm trying to talk to everybody, you know. So, Roy, yeah, there's the feral people are. It's a whole nother thing. It's like I've had some terrifying experiences with them. But I don't really. I've seen them with my own eyes. I think a total of 3 times. The One of the incidents that I had was out in the Happy Valley area. Um, the one that I saw was wearing some sort of like skin, like hide, not skin. I'm talking about Ed Gein here, but it the way that it like looked at me and its ability to move through the freaking forest was wild. Like in its eyes, the majority of reports and incidents that I hear of, they talk about the eyes like being white. That's not what I experienced. Its eye, the cryptid that I saw, its eyes were like this orangish color, uh, and I don't even know how to describe it. And then I had seen like this area that I believe to be one of either a cave or a tunnel system. And that thing took off running like through the woods, like on a freaking slope that was crazy, almost vertical. And it just like disappeared in it. Like, I mean, it just was there. I saw it moving and then it just like went into the mountain. Then another time, which was probably like on this channel, one of the most recognized interactions that I had with the feral people was when I had ridden out there and found those bare human footprints. And when that thing screamed, like that was another one of my most terrifying experiences. And a lot of people gave me so much crap for putting on my helmet, for taking time to put on my helmet. Like I was convinced I was going to get attacked, and I had a helmet. Why would I not take? Why would I not put a freaking helmet on? Like, why wouldn't you? So it's just kind of freshly brewed truth. Feral people are so fascinating. Uh, like, what the heck are they? That's a good question. I've kind of developed a couple different theories, and actually, there's been some recent scientific discoveries that talk about a kind of another branch of human that was discovered here recently. Um, that it wasn't like it wasn't a Neanderthal, it was something totally different. So kind of one of my theories is it could be kind of like a part of the Neanderthal that just continued to live in the wilderness, or it could have been a result of the Native Americans being forced out of their lands, and instead of like following like the Trail of Tears, they branched off, continued to live in in the wilderness, and it could be some sort of faction, kind of like that. What I saw was, I wouldn't describe it as Native American though, so it kind of shoots my own theories in my foot. So, but I just kind of try to, like, I come up with my theories and then I have my experiences, and sometimes they line up, and sometimes they don't. And, I'm good. I'm okay to admit that. Like, I go out there and I research this stuff and I try to find answers. I try to, um, you know, try to be as open-minded about it as possible, because there's a lot of people that will argue that we would know these things if they were there. Like, we discover new species like every year of different animals, of different insects. They just discovered in Australia, I saw, a, a new species of, um, like, branch, like, my dog just started howling. Um, that's Duke, if you hear it. He has got skin issues that I've been trying to resolve with him, and poor guy, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. But in Australia, they just found a new species of insect that was it was like as big as a guy's arm. Like it was huge. And apparently this thing had just been living there, this massive creature, and they didn't know it was there. So yeah. See my tag. Look for this soon. I have a story. I can tell you this. We are not prepared. Yeah. Um, Send me your stories for sure. For sure. JM, do Bigfoot hate feral people? Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't get the mind speak thing that a lot of people experience. Um, okay. Neo saw, you know, what kind of documents are you talking about? Um, okay. Lou, are Dogman and Sasquatch in the same hotspots, or is there spots to find both? So, yes and no. From my experience, this is my personal experience, and I don't know why this is. This is just from the interactions that I've found, like footprints and hair and stuff like that. Dogmen tend to be in areas that are highly populated with pine trees, lots of pine, and lots of really quartz. Bigfoot, I have noticed, lives in areas with high concentration of quartz as well. Why this is, what the significance is, I don't know. But in one area, the one area that I've researched and a lot of other people have researched and found evidence of both, there seems to be kind of like a separation. The Sasquatch will kind of stay on one side, and then a dog man kind of is on the other side. On the Sasquatch side, you will find like high concentrations of quartz. You will see lots of structures. There's often like trees that get bent in like abnormal figurations. I have my own gifting spot over there where I have had gifts given to me by a freaking Sasquatch. And one of them was a quartz rock that had been broken into like three pieces. And it's we don't have enough definitive information to say really either way. But at the same time, I think that the Dogman is a lot more rare than the Sasquatch is. Obviously, Sasquatch is extremely rare, but I think having an interaction with a Dogman is much more rare. The areas that I have had an experience with a Dogman kind of follow a single mountain chain, which is kind of like the Cumberland Mountains area. The Cumberland Mountains can kind of go like all the way up through like Daniel Boone National Forest, and then there's kind of like a lead into almost like Michigan. It's which is where one of the most famous Dogman sightings happened. But in the Daniel Boone area, a lot of the locals have pretty consistent experiences specifically with a kind of like Dogman type creature. Um, so, uh, Nia, we'd love to see it, brother. Micah, hey, brain. It's okay. Do you know what was chasing you in your last video or not? Honestly, no, I don't. One thing I did do is I do have trail cams set up there. Um, I didn't show that in the video because just in case somebody kind of knew where I was, I didn't want my trail cams to get kind of, messed up, because I've had trail cams get stolen and broken and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I don't know exactly what that was. I wanted to go back and try to see if I could find footprints. Whether that was because I when I went back at the footage, I was only really able to get one on camera, but I was seeing multiple of them. They weren't because it was that terrain through there. It didn't come through very well because I had broken my chest cam, and it so I was having to mount my camera on my handlebars, so it didn't exactly show the changes in elevation. But the way that they were moving up and over those that elevation was like freaking crazy. And so that also, I had trouble getting them on cam because of the changes in elevation. So I don't want to say exactly what it is, but Micah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. My dad, he was dyslexic, and he misspelled my name. It was my dad. He named me, and he couldn't spell my name right. It was kind of crazy. Okay. Um, yeah, but it was pretty freaking wild. Um, Christian, dude, I'm so sorry, man. We'll definitely all keep you in your prayers. Get her taken care of, dude. Um, Man, that's rough. Um, so yeah. Um, what other crazy experience had I had? Mm, Hang on one second. Uh, was it Charlie? Thank you so much for the PayPal. That's awesome. That's definitely going to be great. I'm going to enter you into the raffle, and everything's going to be going into new investigations and new stuff on the channel. So it really makes a huge difference. Um, JMC getting knocked out. Did you ever talk about that? No, I didn't. That was a pretty rough experience. Um, that was one that really kind of made me question continuing to do this research, because when stuff like that happens, it's I don't know. Since then, I've been way more careful. How's Sunny doing? Here, I'll show her to you. Hey, you want to say hi? I know you're taking a nap right now, but we'll say hi. We'll say hi. Ugh. She was asleep. Sorry. But she's so awesome. She's like my she's tired. She's like my absolute like best friend. It's so funny. Like she was laying on the couch earlier. Um she's I think she ate a little something that kind of bothered her this morning, but other than that, she's doing good. I got to figure out exactly how to groom this type of dog. I haven't I've never groomed a poodle, but she's still got her like puppy fur and stuff. So I kind of want to let that fill in before I start, hacking away at her, and trying to get her in some sort of direction. But she's so smart. She's so smart, and what's really cool about her is she's really starting to be able to pick up on scents and like follow trails, and like really kind of be aware of her surroundings. I was never like I was always a big dog kind of guy. I never thought I would own a little dog, but having her, she's freaking awesome. Like she's so awesome. Um uh okay. Am I going to do more videos on mermaids or sirens? Next time I get the opportunity to get out to a location, I'm in East Tennessee. So we don't really have too many mermaids around here. So, but I would love to. I would love to. I planned on renting a boat and getting out there and trying to do a siren investigation. Um, but things just kind of fell through. So, but I'm working on another investigation on the pyramids that are in East Tennessee, putting all that research together. I plan on doing it a little bit earlier, but we had some things happen and it kind of got pushed back. So, um, yeah. So yeah, if we could just kind of keep politics out of it, I would appreciate it. Um, I think we all kind of need a break from it. Um, JM, is there a siren head creature in the woods out there? No, I don't think so. Um, have you ever had reports of Dogman or Sasquatch around Lookout Mountain, Georgia, Chattanooga, to area? So no, I've heard some instances of some Sasquatch activity, but the main thing that I heard around there was a giant snake um, in the Lookout Mountain area. There there's supposed to be some sort of massive snake in that area. Um, you saw him taking off, but I'll say this: they may have the ability to take advantage of it intention where it's focused, a type of passive camouflage, if you will. All right, brother. Um, Marco, what do I think of UFOs? I 100% believe in UFOs. I have seen one, or seen them a couple times, and I've had. That's another video that I never finished. That I got to do. The UFO UAP type situation is, um, I think, going to be coming to a head here relatively soon as possibly this week. Whether there's going to be a mass disclosure or an appearance or something, um, there's like there's too much stuff been happening here lately that's been coming forth, especially starting from with like that drone thing that happened in New Jersey last year. I know that a lot of the creators just kind of went overboard with that and really kind of, it, I don't know, the way that it was done was really weird. And I've had um, I've had some people talk to me about what was going on. It was an interference campaign. Um, they intentionally put up drones as well as to try to kind of block people from understanding what was really going on and to give answers to what was going on. But yeah, absolutely. I've heard of Project Bluebeam. When am I coming to Australia? Dude, I would love to come to Australia. I would absolutely love to come to Australia. That would be so much fun. I would fit in freaking unbelievable. What do they got? Uh, what are they? The round snakes, the ones that they spin around and chase you down the hills. So, um, you're right, but we are not prepared. All right, see you, Nia. So, um, J Mike Project Lavender NG was a trial run. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's true as well. But I would love to. There's so many countries that if I can get my channel up there and be able to fund going out there and doing that stuff, that would be freaking fantastic. I would love to, I want to go to Scotland. I want to go. I want to go to. I actually want to go to Thailand. I've been kind of following this one story of this massive petrified snake out there as well. Um, if you can like look on, if you can look at it, you can go online. You can find pictures of this thing, and it looks. I mean, it's huge. Like it's huge. So, Nancy, all right, no problem. Thank you for coming by. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, this was kind of a random day to do a live Monday, just kind of trying to get it in. But I wanted to kind of get this raffle thing going, um, because I want to give this away. I've got some new adventures I want to get going on. I want to kind of find new ways to be able to do it. So yeah, if y'all want to, it's in the description. I'm gonna be giving this thing away, and everything's explained in the description. Y'all can check it out. It's pretty cool. It's a really nice flashlight. It's I think 3,000 lumen. It's bright. It's super bright. It's like really bright. What about the big black Catson around southern Middle Tennessee? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Amy. Let's see here. Me and my son watch you often. Glad to see you doing live streams. Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, the Panthers. Yes, 100%. There's Panthers. Um, absolutely. I've got one on Game Cam, out in Frozen Head, in Frozen Head. And when I was in Kentucky, when I was stationed in Kentucky at Fort Knox, one of the guys that I worked with over there, he had multiple encounters with them. Um, so I mean, I think it's very reasonable for them to be here, um, for a multitude of reasons. They can travel just crazy distances, for one, and then when Hurricane Katrina hit, there were that was during a time where a lot of people had um, like panthers as pets, and that's really kind of what happened to a lot of Florida and where were the other states, Louisiana, a lot of new like not native species began kind of breeding, including like the pythons. I watched a video of monkeys in Florida the other day. They were just like going crazy, jumping into this freaking river. So it's or the Panthers paranormal. I don't think that there's anything paranormal about them. I think that it's it's just been their natural movement. Because also there was a lot of development that was happening, and a lot of them kind of got pushed out of their area, and they kind of needed to go another direction, and they were able to make it into like the Appalachians as a result, really kind of because of the folklore here. A lot of people would kind of dismiss it and say, oh, it's the Wampus Cat. Oh, which that was a wild experience. So they were able to continue to move and continue to just kind of grow and breed. And because this is my opinion, because of the wild boar population, they were able to continue to feed. A lot of people take the wild boar population kind of not very serious, but like in Appalachia, we have a major problem with the wild boar, and they breed like freaking crazy. Like I've had experiences where there's been like 50 of them, and it's just freaking wild. Um, know anything about the Global Sphere Network? I might, but I might need some more information about what exactly you're talking about. Yeah, the boar, they're very destructive animals. But I can, I like know for a fact that the state of Tennessee is going after something like huge, like in like the Smoky Mountains area, because I've seen the freaking cage and where it was like located was it was wild. It was not just a regular point, a regular place for a cave to go. You want to go back to your bed? Okay. Okay. That's Sunny. She's such an awesome dog. She's good as long as she sees me. She kind of will panic if she doesn't see me. Brandon, what's up, brother? Right on. Uh, uh, who was that? Sorry, whoever just sent in the PayPal. I really appreciate it. That's huge help right now. Huge help because I've got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm super excited about. I'm trying to get back to posting and getting everything going. Before my surgery was just kind of my hand was doing not too great. Now I'm getting back on track and getting everything. Um, Roy, I saw that. I saw that. Non-human orbs that trigger paranormal activity. Look up Patrick Jackson. Non-human orbs. So I have seen those orbs like on multiple occasions. Um, oh, Peter, she's so awesome. She's so awesome. I freaking love this dog. But she's been like my first dog that I really kind of got as a puppy that was not abused. Like growing up around here, like I was the kid that was running around the woods that would always bring home the stray dogs, and all the dogs that I would bring home were all like big dogs. Like I don't think I ever had a dog like under like 60 pounds. And they all had like their own abuse problems and health problems and stuff like that. But with her, I got her as a puppy. She's extremely smart. She's extremely healthy, and she's just like my little tag along. So she's freaking awesome. Blake, you think your dog has so my dog Duke, my he's more like a security dog. He has some pretty bad separation anxiety. When he doesn't hear like me or one of my family members like walking around, he kind of like freaks out and starts like chewing himself apart. And it's best thing that I have learned to be able to give to him, that when I know that I'm going to be gone for a little bit, is like a half of a milligram of melatonin. That will really kind of calm him down. So you might want to try that. Um, Skinny Bob says the theory is the orbs trigger poltergeist activity in homes to move humans away from areas where the orb is emitting radiation or something like that. It seems very interesting. Well, I mean, there'd be a lot of evidence of that. There really would, because in a lot of these investigations that I do, um, I haven't really done a lot of the spiritual like ghost hunting type investigations here lately, um, but I need to because it's fun. But in houses that I've been to where they've had poltergeist activity, they often talk about the orbs that kind of interact, and before there is an action, kind of before an object gets moved or thrown or something like that, they talk about the orbs. And I've got the equipment. I've actually not taken my radiation equipment back to like a ghost hunt, so that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Sharon, thank you so much for yeah, helping out today. You're freaking awesome. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, a half of Benadryl. Yeah, that for Duke, that kind of upsets his stomach, and then he gets the just yeah, just makes a mess. Why do I think that creatures live in the Appalachian Mountains. So, for one, it's been a huge part of the folklore, and it's been something that has been kind of passed on from generation to generation. There's always been some sort of story to talk about it. Um, Two, the native, you can find evidence of these cryptids and creatures in the Native Americans that lived here before us. Even they talked about it. Three, the Appalachian Mountains themselves are like one of the oldest mountain chains, really in the world. They they're formed years ago. There's high concentrations of quartz. I've got a whole separate theory on why I think quartz is important in kind of the paranormal activity, and it's freaking fun. So I asked that wrong. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, that's cool. Yes, Skinny Bob. I will. I'll start doing that. I'll start doing that. I'd like to do a ghost hunt. Maybe we could do a ghost hunt for um, Halloween. Maybe that would be something that we could do. That could be cool. Um, what other one? Okay, so another one of my scariest moments was at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. And for the life of me, I never understood why any of this evidence never really got a lot of traction. It was that was I just put up a couple shorts about it, talking about it. They performed. It, it's so weird, but I was at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary doing like a ghost investigation, and I had been up to the maximum, they called it high max, which is where the maximum security inmates were, and I had been kind of going around in that area. It's kind of a weird layout, and then I come outside because I needed a dip, and then all of a sudden I hear this just insane like scream come out of the forest of Frozen Head, which is surrounding um, uh, Brushy Mountain. And then I'm like so excited because I continued to record even though I had left the Hymax area. I was just kind of right outside of it and was able to capture it on camera. And then it happened again. And then I hear John just ass and elbows. He was terrified. I've never seen John that freaking scared. Um, but man, that was one of the scariest ones I've done too. Ghost hunt on Halloween would be awesome. Okay, I'll try to make that happen, y'all. I really will. Um, Blake gets the Hershey squirts. Yeah, dude, it's bad. It's bad. Um, it's just the way he is because like our house is like his safe space, right? Like he has a hard time like really even like leaving our house because of his anxiety. His anxiety gets so hard, gets so gets so high that he gets the freaking Hershey squirts everywhere he goes because it's just he was abused, I think, before we got him, and he just doesn't know what to do with himself. So yeah, Blake, that thing was freaking scary. No need to get upset. However, you really haven't shown anything. Please be real honest. I know that you have the drive and ability. You have not done much at all. Okay, that's fair. I would like to see somebody else who could produce as much as real evidence as I have. Like real evidence, like actual evidence, like with the footprints, like real footprints, like real hair samples. Like, that's the one thing that like is kind of frustrating because like I genuinely like the paranormal. I genuinely like love um, searching for it, experience, going and trying to have these experiences. But it's the paranormal for a reason. You don't have these outlandish interactions that a lot of people lately have talked about, and just magically are able to get on camera every single time they go out. Like, I've been like thousands of miles. So I could understand if the argument was that we just know everything, and there's nothing else to learn. But it really just depends on how you want to look at it, man. So I don't take it personally. Like, I really don't. Like, I understand that. Like, I've been doing now YouTube for like several years. If I was doing this solely for money, solely for views, I would do what a lot of these other people do. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can't make paranormal like evidence just come out of. So, and I would love to know, like, who are you referring to? Plenty of folks have shown proof. Like, who specifically are you talking about? So, what's up, Gail? How are you? So, Micah, that's a good question, and how it kind of happens is another major question. Um, I believe I actually know where a one of these portals, um, for one, those that have actually had encounters with the strange and scary, but not many believe us. Um, Forrest, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Um, so as far as like the portals go, I believe that I know exactly where one is, and it's in a location that is well known, um, was well documented with Native American activity as well as pioneer activity. Um, the um, the question is, my biggest thing is what actually causes that portal to open. Like, what conditions are needed for that portal to open. um, it's it's really hard to explain, because that one day, I swear, like, I almost vanished. Like, I like, it's still to this day, it creeps me, it like kind of makes me sick to my stomach thinking about it. um and I have not been back to that specific place since. I've been to the mountain where it was, but I haven't been to that specific place. um and it's like, that day that happened, shortly after, um, and this was in the Cumberland Mountains. Shortly after I started, and I recorded this. Like, you can hear like monkeys, like clear, like loud monkeys, like chanting. There's zero evidence whatsoever that we have any sort of monkey in the Cumberland Mountains, like, at all. And how was I able to capture that? Like, and we do have a lot of people who vanish, for no reason at all, and a lot of them, we don't have any evidence that really anything actually happened to them, other than they are just gone. And that portal theory will kind of explain that. So, miss me, what's going on? No problem, I'm glad you're here. um, so, Micah, yeah, the Native Americans definitely put some curses out there on the lands and what they like. Oh, what time is it? It's 2:30. I'm gonna have to hop off here. Um, well, do you have the video of the monkey sounds? I do. It's kind of an older video. It's called like the Sasquatch of the Cumberland Mountains. It's a pretty basic thumbnail. It's just like an overlook, and it's got the Sasquatch of the Cumberland Mountains. I've had paranormal experience. Whenever someone says, "Where's the proof?" my response is, "Have you ever seen an accident or a hot?" That's exactly right. It's exactly right. And all the like, and that's what's also kind of frustrating being a paranormal investigator, because like it is so hard to be able to get this stuff on camera, because it's not just an hour like video. Like, you're not just out there for an hour, you are running multiple cameras for multiple hours, from different angles that you have to go through each angle to try to and it's so time consuming to just like really almost get nothing. And then it just happens to be that when you're packing up, crazy things happen. So, you know. um okay, sir, Tony said, "Sir, I'm unable to control my smile or laughing. Please tell me solution." What do you mean? Um, uh, let's see, you miss me sometimes. Bigfoot, when they talk to each other, they sound like a bunch of baboons. Yeah, that's true. Scott Carpenter, and I really want to get that one location where he was able to get that language. It's you know Martin Groves. I know Martin. I know Martin well. Crap. Scott Carpenter. Okay, so like, yeah, I got you, brother. Martin's great. Scott's great. You know, uh, Terry was great. Um, but to suggest that I somehow, uh, uh, I don't know. I don't discredit other investigators. I don't talk trash about them. I love Martin Groves. I consider him a friend. Scott was awesome. Um, but yeah, I mean, I try to be as honest as possible. I don't put things out there that there is not, that I don't consider definitive. So there is, not a whole lot. I do leave a lot of it to suggestion to the audience, but a lot of the individuals that you yourself that you just named, um, a lot of that is up to interpretation. I feel like my evidence, and it is much more detailed and provable, um, than a lot of the other ones. So, but then again, I don't start drama, so I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, no, I get that. Well, I know that you're not saying I don't, because I don't talk trash. I respect every one of those investigators, but I'm also my own person, and I don't follow any particular investigator. I do my totally own thing. So, but guys, I am Scott. There he is. Okay, shit, dude. I'm glad you popped in. Okay. All right, Scott. There it is. I couldn't get that added, man. I've been trying. I've been trying to add that to you, and I couldn't find it. I am gonna have to wrap this up. So I'll do the plug one more time. So we're gonna be doing a raffle this week. It is $5 per entry. The how to get into it is in the description. I'm going to be giving away this 120. I mean, look at the freaking beam on that thing. It's a monster. So it's $5 per entry. I am limiting it to per person 5 entries. So it's $120 awesome flashlight. I'm going to announce the winner on Friday. So okay. I'm hey, just want to say we were proud of you for coming out yesterday, saying you were gay and into old man, and know that you would not admit and defect. Dude, were you in the military? Because I just think that's funny. Like, I don't, that stuff doesn't like, I think it's kind of, I don't know who you are, but it's kind of funny to just come up and say stuff like that. So I don't know. You can stay on the channel. I'm not gonna block you. You just don't troll, don't spam a bunch of stuff. You know, Tasha, you really worry me, your safety out there. I know, but I don't also just know that anywhere that I do go, I have backup plan after backup plan, and I've studied the area. I know the terrain. Even if I get lost for a minute, I'll be able to figure out like what I'm doing. So, but yeah, guys, I got to wrap this up. I appreciate everybody. Y'all are awesome, and we'll see y'all soon. I'll try to get some more content out real quick. So love y'all.